Good evening, viewers, and welcome to today's edition of the news. First, a look at the headlines. Prime Minister instructs recruitment of 10 lakh people by government in mission mode in the next 1.5 years. Centre announces Agnipath scheme for recruitment of youth in the armed forces. Art and Culture Minister Sanbor Shulai orders cessation of renovation work on the district auditorium and museum at Minthong, Joai, alleges shoddy work and corruption during course of construction. And action will be taken against those not implementing central schemes properly in Meghalaya, says BJP. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reviewed the status of human resources in all departments and ministries and has instructed that recruitment of 10 lakh people be done by the government in mission mode in the next 1.5 years. Talking to DD News, the BJP National Secretary and Mayor of Ranchi, Asha Lakra, who was on a 2-day visit in the state capital to celebrate 8 years of successive Modi government, Seva Susashan and Garib Kalyan, said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has implemented all his major promises. She has further assured that a plan is always in place when Prime Minister makes such decisions.
आज तक मोदी जी ने जो कहे हैं वो करके दिखाया है। लोगों को प्लेसमेंट करके रोजगार देने का काम किए हैं। अगर मोदी जी ने आज घोषणा किए हैं तो उन्होंने जरूर योजना और प्लानिंग की है और उनका जो प्लानिंग है कभी फेल नहीं हुआ है, हर समय सक्सेस हुआ है, ये पक्का सक्सेस होगा।
The centre today cleared the Agnipath scheme for recruitment of youth in the armed forces. Briefing media in New Delhi with 3 service chiefs, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said the youth selected under the scheme will be known as Agniveers. He said that the Agniveers will be getting attractive monthly packages with risk and hardships allowances as applicable in the 3 services. Rajnath Singh said that Agniveers will also be paid a one-time Seva Nidhi package that is exempt from income tax upon completion of the engagement period of 4 years. The Agnipath scheme, cleared by the Cabinet Committee on Security, allows patriotic and motivated youth to serve in the armed forces for a period of 4 years. Agniveers will get a salary of 30,000 rupees to 40,000 rupees per month and allowance as applicable. The Seva Nidhi will be exempt from income tax. There shall be no entitlement to gratuity and pensionary benefits. Up to 25% of the Agniveers are also to be selected for enrollment in the armed forces as regular cadre. Following the complaint made by the Sanjukki Shillong Joai along with Jaintia Students Union JSU, Arts and Culture Minister Sanbor Shulai on Monday inspected the district auditorium and museum at Minthong Joai. On visiting the auditorium, Shulai said that there are many irregularities, heavy leakage and cracks in all the beams and pillars of the building. He has alleged corruption during the course of the construction of this building and informed that the current renovation work will be stopped immediately and no work will be allowed until the inspection of the site by the technical team from Delhi. He further stated that his team will get on the job of preparing the DPR by next month.
It should be tower in other state. The mandatory poor wide on Rawan. You reconstruct young you move scheme the lead with a new scheme. So the recommendation of the state government.
BJP's National Secretary and Ranchi Mayor Asha Lakra, who was on a 2-day visit to Shillong, said that action will be taken against the corrupt people who are not implementing central schemes properly in Meghalaya. Meghalaya BJP Vice President Bernard Marak added that the current regime in Meghalaya is riddled with corruption and for things to change, the BJP needs to increase its tally of its MLAs. On pulling out of the government, State BJP President Ernest Mauri has stated that the decision lies with the central leadership and a call would be taken on this same in the National Executive meeting at Hyderabad.
And on that day, he has transferred the money to to all the...
When it comes to the issues, it touches the entire state. And right now the state is sinking in debts. So the only option that is left for the people, or the people sees it as a option for the next government, is BJP.
This matter has to be taken by the central leadership, and we have already communicated them, and it is their initiative, it is their prerogative to give the direction whether we should remain with the government or will withdraw support. We have the national executive meeting in Hyderabad, so in that meeting we'll take a call.
The employees of Maumlo Chera Cements Limited, under the banner of Maumlo Chera Employees Union, today staged a protest rally in front of the office of MCCL in Shillong, demanding regular salary, speedy and regular functioning of plant and voluntary retirement scheme to those willing. They have also asked the government to take a positive stand to their demand and have threatened to escalate their protest otherwise.
Very important demands with our people actually in the name of Maumlo Chera Cement Employees Union is the regular payment of salary. Then the next demand is to implement for renew the plant, running the plant, and number 3 is the PRS scheme.
In a bid to encourage and to inspire the students who have successfully passed the recent SSLC examination 2022, the local MLA of Jirang constituency on Monday handed over the cash award along with a laptop to one student from Jirang constituency who secured 15th position under the list of top 20 in the SSLC examination 2022. Sohan Thapa of New Era Secondary School, 11 Mile, Mausmai, was felicitated by the MLA in a program which was attended by his parents and teachers along with the students. To commemorate the World Blood Donors Day, an awareness-cum-voluntary blood donation camp was observed on Tuesday at Jawai Civil Hospital Blood Centre. The program was organized by Kunru Killot Committee, Kur Sokpo Khadar Virnai Jawai in collaboration with the Jawai Civil Hospital Blood Centre with the theme "A Drop of Blood Can Save a Life." Later, a free blood group testing was conducted and followed by Blood Centre Voluntary Blood Donation Camp and participated by West Jayanti Hills Adventure and Cycling Association and Kur Sokpo Khadar Virnai Kunru Killot Committee. Earlier today, Additional Deputy Commissioner and DPO of Planning Branch, Srimati D.D. Sungai, led a pledge ceremony which was held at the DC's office conference hall. And now here is the weather report. The maximum temperature recorded was 24 degrees Celsius, while the minimum temperature was 17.4 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity in the morning was 83%, while in the evening it stood at 96%. Rainfall recorded was 46.5 millimeters. The forecast: heavy to very heavy rainfall may occur at few places. Our news bulletin is also available live on our YouTube channel. In addition to watching on television, viewers may visit the DD News Shillong YouTube channel to tune in to our daily bulletin. And before we conclude, a look at the headlines once again. Prime Minister instructs recruitment of 10 lakh people by government in mission mode in the next 1.5 years. Centre announces Agnipath scheme for recruitment of youth in the armed forces. Arts and Culture Minister Sanbor Shulai orders cessation of renovation work on the district auditorium and museum at Minthong Jawai, alleges shoddy work and corruption during course of construction. And action will be taken against those not implementing central schemes properly in Meghalaya, says BJP. And that's a wrap of today's edition of the news. Thank you very much for joining us, and from all of us here, it's wishing you good night.